Hey guys, and today I have three stories to discuss with you, and two of them just broke over the weekend, and the other one's a little older, but I think the older one is very interesting, and I don't think enough people are discussing it, so I wanted to bring it up here to talk with you guys. So let's get right into these stories. So the first one deals with Once Upon a Time, and essentially what we have is how Season 6 is going to start off, and a new character that is going to be in Season 6 as well. So essentially, with the way Season 6 is going to start off, is it's going to take place essentially the moment after Hyde threatened Regina, and then it's going to dive right into the Untold Story characters. Now, I don't really feel that that deserves too much discussion because that's just essentially the Once Upon a Time formula. I think every season has essentially ended, and then the premiere of the next season takes place like the moment after that season ended. So I don't think that's too big of a deal. But from the quote I have from Adam Horowitz is. After Hyde greets Regina, the Untold Story characters will see what they are, what their whole deal is, and that is something we're going to explore. Little redundant, I guess, because obviously the whole season is most likely going to be about these Untold Story characters. So I think the bigger story here lies in the casting of Morpheus. Now, I did a little research on Morpheus. I am not a very big Greek mythology fan. It's just not my thing. And I'm actually really curious as to how many of you like Once Upon a Time's interpretation of Greek mythology. I didn't like the interpretation of Hercules. I thought that was very off-putting. I just didn't like it. I felt they could have done a lot more. I thought Hades had a lot of potential, but then I got very distracted by Greg Germain's "I want to eat your souls" acting. Just it was very dry. So I feel that with them adding another Greek mythology character, it's going to be difficult. Now Morpheus is interesting because I did do a little research on Morpheus, and he seems to be kind of how do I say it? There's not a lot of info about him, at least when I pulled up a couple Google things. So which is interesting. So I guess he kind of has the Untold Story gimmick going for him. So Once Upon a Time can really play him up. Now there's a quote about Morpheus, and it says, "Morpheus is an old soul in a young body, someone who's equally good at reading people as he is at hiding his own agendas." So he's clearly going to have some hidden agenda. Obviously, what character on the show doesn't have a hidden agenda? And he's most likely going to be cast really young, but a young man, an old man in a young person's body, which I guess is a good thing. I just feel that with Greek mythology, I mean, Hades, I think worked for like how he looked. I just think the acting wasn't all there. But like when you have Zeus, who was essentially supposed to be like this old man with a long beard, I don't know. I just felt that Zeus wasn't cast properly at all, and they could have done so much more with him. I feel the same with Poseidon. So I'm very cautious when it comes to adding Greek gods because it's like they don't seem to do it right. And Morpheus is going to be right in the first episode of season 6, and maybe he will, put dreams of the Untold Story characters into our heroes' minds. Maybe that's going to be the setup instead of flashbacks. It's going to be dream sequences for them to see these characters. I really can't go into much more detail of my own possible ideas for season 6 because I just feel that it's so scattered. We don't even know particularly which stories we're going to get. We don't even know if the casting of Scheherazade and Sinbad is actually Scheherazade and Sinbad. We don't know if that's Aladdin and Jasmine. But Morpheus, the Greek god of dreams, is coming to Once Upon a Time season 6. So I'm curious, what do you guys think about that? So the next story is something that I really, really like because I think it has the most amount of breadth to it. And that is Pixar, as of 2019, is going to be done with the sequel business for at least the next 4 movies. Pixar only likes to do sequels if the director has an original idea in order to expand the movie that they had done prior. They don't like to get a new director for a sequel that someone already else has directed. With Brad Bird, only Brad Bird could direct The Incredibles 2. So they can't allow a sequel to be made just for business because they want that director to have an idea and to show more of this world. So we're going to get, Coco, which is an original idea. So we're going to get Coco in, I believe, 2017 or 2018. I did a whole discussion video about the future of Pixar. But then we're getting, Cars 3, Toy Story 4, and The Incredibles 2. Then after that, it's all original ideas. So I actually like the fact that Pixar is going in the direction of wanting to do original ideas because I think that's where essentially the magic shined with them. Now, I love the sequels, don't get me wrong. They're very, very good. I think Finding Dory was fantastic. I really loved Toy Story 3. I actually really liked Monsters University. I'm one of the few people that did. I even like Cars 2. So I think, allowing the directors to be original and creative is also a great business idea because it allows them to show, their creative side and bring off and expand on the whole Pixar universe there. So I'm looking forward to whatever sequels they have planned. But these are after 2019, so they're not for years away. I mean, we still have a lot of movies from Pixar to be looking forward to, and I'm very much excited for The Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4. And I actually really love the idea that Pixar wants to stick to, the business model of only if the director wants to do it and has an idea, not just to make a sequel because we have a successful movie. That's just very, very, it's refreshing. It's very, very refreshing. So unfortunately, that means we're not going to get an Inside Out 2 anytime soon. We're not going to be getting a Brave 2 anytime soon, which I'm okay with not getting a Brave 2. There's no Ratatouille 2. There's no Bugs Life 2, but I think there's no reason for a Bugs Life 2 or even like an Up 2. So anyway, that's the second story. So Pixar, as of 2019, it's all original films, and I'm really curious to see what Pixar has in store for us. So the last story of the day to discuss is Big Hero 6 is getting a TV show. Now, yesterday when I did a confirmation of Wreck-It Ralph, I discussed, the future of Disney. And Big Hero 6, they kind of hinted at a sequel. There's a thing from Stan Lee where he was discussing whether or not he would want one. Like there's a bunch of things floating around the internet essentially saying that a sequel be a good idea. But a TV show has been confirmed. So a TV show is going to come to Disney XD in 2017, and it's going to be created by the same people who created Kim Possible. Now, for those of you who are 90s kids, and essentially, you grew up watching Disney Channel in the 2000s, Kim Possible was a pretty good Disney Channel show. So this is pretty impressive that they have these writers back, or these producers, directors, etc., to work on Big Hero 6. And it's going to take place right after the movie ended, which is great because even if they do get a sequel, then they'll have like the whole, let's just say they get like 30 episodes, let's just say a 13-episode season. So let's say they get 26 episodes in for 2 seasons, and then the new movie comes out. So they'll have a lot to work with, and then at that point, all these characters will be fleshed out. So I had wanted to discuss the fact that Big Hero 6 is getting a TV show because I had thought of it yesterday and I didn't even know this existed. Then two of you actually in the comments of the video said, I'm pretty sure Big Hero 6 is getting a show, and I looked it up and then there it was. So I think this is exciting that Big Hero 6 is getting a show. And also Jamie Chung will reprise her role as Gogo Tamago, which is great. So Jamie Chung is now coming back to voice acting, which is also fantastic. So now Tangled and Big Hero 6 are going to the small screen, which I think is a good thing because it just allows for those worlds to be expanded. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Big Hero 6 has to do. And I think Big Hero 6 would serve very well on the television because, like I said in my other video, it just allows for expansion of individual characters. You'll have individual character episodes where they probably will face sort of bad guys. So it won't shock me if this show does well, if that allows for a Big Hero 6 sequel. In all honesty, I kind of see the same thing happening with Tangled. If the Tangled TV series does fantastic, then they'll probably do a Tangled 2, though I wouldn't recommend a Tangled 2. I think that Tangled just had a perfect ending, but Big Hero 6 has a lot more to explore, I think, than Tangled. So anyway, those are the 3 stories I have for today. Once Upon a Time is getting Morpheus, Pixar is no longer doing sequels, and Big Hero 6 is getting a TV show in 2017. So thank you so much for tuning in to just this little news video to discuss Happy 4th of July, everyone. I hope you all have a great 4th. And make sure to share your thoughts about these stories in the comments below. And if there's anything else from Once Upon a Time or other shows or movies that you want me to cover, please send it to me, and I'll make a discussion video, or I'll weave it into the discussion because I like to do like topic videos all at once. All right, we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.